That is not your husband. God said he's not your husband. I don't know who this message is for, but it was an urgent word in my spirit to say this particular message on today. That man is not your husband. You are in fornication with that man. He's not your husband. And that man is not worth you losing your life over. He's not worth it. A lot of these men out here play mind games with you women. And you allow it. And I'm not here to judge you because I've been there and done it already. But enough is enough for a lot of you. Enough is enough. You're going to let that man, you're going to let this type of man take you to the grave, an early grave at that, because he messing with you and other women at the same time. He playing mind games with you. He playing mind games with other women. He playing mind games with everybody. He even played mind games with his mama. You gonna let him knock you up and get you pregnant without being married? Without saying I do? I'm sorry, my ring finger. You gonna let him knock you up? You gonna let him make you a baby mama? Because that's what he gonna do. You gonna let him dog you out when God said he got something much better for you because he look good, because his sex is nice for a lot of y'all, because you want to be in fornication, adultery. God's way is the best way. The devil's way is the worst way, and a lot of y'all in the devil's way. But he ain't worth you going to an early grave. And the reason why I'm saying that is because there is a story. There's a particular story to go with this message. And I see so many of these stories out of Ohio. It'll take us to Ohio. Can't remember what city, but I know it was in Ohio back in July of this year. 2 females were fighting over a man, they said. It was over a man. One of the females were pregnant by this man. So a girl and another female saw the girl, and the beef started through Facebook. Always that Facebook. Then they took it to the streets. And 2 females took a knife to the situation, stabbed up the girl tires, bust out her windows while she was sitting in her car pregnant with her baby. After they did that, they walked away, trying to beat her up. But they slashed up her tires and did all that stuff. Didn't have no business doing that, but that's what you ratchet hoes do over these dusties. This is what y'all do. I have to ratchet hoes. That's the only word I can give it. They walk away, and she lured them back and said, y'all about to go to jail. I'm going to get you. Y'all about to go to jail. The girl from the car that was pregnant. So the girl walks back, and the girl pulls out a gun, and she died 3 weeks later. Took her a whole month just to pass away in a coma. So the girl that did the shots, they don't know if they want to charge her for murder or if they want to claim that it's self-defense. Her lawyer. Was it self-defense in y'all eyes? Put it in the comment section if you watched this long in the video. Was it self-defense? Or was it really murder? But she wouldn't have to fight this case if they wasn't fighting over a dusty to begin with. If a man is truly for you, it ain't gonna be no other woman in the picture. It won't be no other woman coming against you over this dusty loser that a lot of y'all women, y'all hoes fight over. You dusty just like they dusty. That's why Dusties get together. But is that man worth you losing your life? Is he worth you losing your life over his dusty behind? I don't think so. A lot of y'all got your mind and hearts in the wrong places. You mean to tell me you can screw this dude for 10, 20 years and he still ain't put a ringy on it? And you still fighting, acting silly over this same dude? You must be a fool. You acting like a fool. Because only a fool would do some foolish things like that. Why do fools fall in love? That man was never worth you losing your life over. If you go to jail, I don't know who this is for. This is a warning. If you go to jail over this dude, he going to have another woman. And he might have several women. He ain't going to be thinking about you. He ain't going to think about you while you in your grave. And he ain't finna think about you when you locked up behind those bars over his dusty behind. Because he's a dusty. Because only dusties will allow you to fight. Only dusties will be playing games with multiple women. But I'm starting to think, these guys ain't just dusty. Some of y'all women are dusty too. Oh yeah, you a whorish dusty woman. You a Jezebel. You a Jezebel. This is the reason why you get played by men. This is the reason why you getting dogged out, because you're playing a role like a Jezebel. God said enough is enough. Know your worth. Shouldn't be laying down if he can't even make an honest wife out of you. And a lot of y'all don't want to hear that. But hey, that's the word God gave me when I was doing it. So I got to do my part and share it with you. You whores out there. God said enough of being a whore. He's trying to make you a holy woman. Trying to make you a righteous woman. A lot of you women and men are in fornication and adultery. And you got the nerve to want to take somebody's life because you want to prove that you the baddest one, the baddest female for that man. You might be for a short time, but you're going to be very miserable after it's all done. You know why? Because, hey, how you got them, that's how you going to lose them. If you're going to bust it wide open for them, another female going to bust it wide open too, just like you. What makes you better than her? You ain't better. And then he gonna find him somebody else. Another whorish woman that's better than you. He gonna book her head up. And then now y'all all looking stupid. And then he still ain't married none of y'all. So why even waste your time when you can move forward? Become an awesome woman of yourself. And let God bless you with the right person that's really gonna respect you. Why waste your time with that dusty loser? He's a dusty. He showed you he was a dusty. He told you he was a dusty. He disrespected you to your face. And you still entertain these dusty. You ready to pop off at another female over this dusty? Don't let it be you. Don't let it be you. If he can do that to you, walk away. Because the next time, you just might lose your life. You just might lose your integrity. You better walk away. He told you, he showed you. Walk away. This dude fighting mental issues. She fighting mental issues. The one he's dealing with. They both mental. That's why they together. Wicked people belong together. Let them jokers have each other. You got better things to do. He ain't worth you fighting over. God ain't gonna have his daughter fighting over a guy. Is he really worth it? Especially if he ain't. Now, if you married to him, yeah, you got every right to fight over him. I'm talking about you non-married women that's fighting over these dusties. You showing you dusty just like him. And you ain't worth a good man of God because you like dusty behavior. But he ain't worth you losing your life. He ain't worth it. He ain't worth you losing your self-respect. what God have. He ain't worth your future, basically. He ain't worth your future that God got for you. They never are. These men not worth that. So why go to an early grave when you could be doing something great for the kingdom of heaven and make this world a better place and be the royal woman you are? He ain't proved himself to you enough. That man ain't proved himself to you. He ain't do enough to prove himself to you that you was the one. So why even worry about it? Why cut your eyes up at another female? Because they want to be ratchet over this Dusty. Let Dusties deal with other Dusties, because they dusty just like him. If they got to stoop low and fight every woman, jump people over this Dusty, they dusty just like him. You don't belong in dusty category with other dusty folks. That ain't where you belong. That's where they belong, because that's what they chose. So let these folks be mad at you from a distance because you don't want to deal with that. Block, delete. God got something better for you. Believe that. God got something better for you. It's not worth it. These females fighting, jumping women with babies in their stomach. Pregnant with babies over a dude. Trying to compete over this dude. If I got to fight over you, you must not be my man. That's how I look at it. I don't know how you look at it, but that's how I look at it. If you got to fight over the Dusty, he ain't for you. He got 5 or 6 other women cutting their eyes at you on social media over his Dusty behind. Let him have them. You got better things to do with your time. Time's ticking. He ain't proved himself. He did not prove himself to you. He ain't even proven himself to them, but they want to be dusty like him, so let them be dusty like him. That's what them females shows. They ain't got that. They miserable. They are miserable. They not happy. Misery loves company. And they waiting to take that frustration out on you because they in competition with you. You ain't in competition with no hoe. You don't need to be in competition with no whore or harlot. God is telling you, because you got better things to do for your future. Your future is at stake here. You gonna let a Dusty bring you back down to his level, or you gonna keep rising and get the man that God really have for you, that respects you for the woman you are? You got yourself together. He got himself together. Y'all both honoring God. Y'all both filled with the Holy Spirit, and then y'all come together in holy matrimony. I don't think that Dusty is worth it. I don't think he worth it, but I'll let that be your decision. Just hear the message. And I pray that the message roll through your spirit. I pray it blesses your spirit from what I'm saying. I'm so sick of seeing these news stories of women dying over fighting over a man. I'm tired of hearing stories of it going on. But it's happening around it. It's happening. It's happening. Because some man playing with 2 or 3 different women. Mind games. And I'm starting to think, is it always his fault? Sometimes it is. Sometimes these females just be stupid. Ignorance is bliss. I'm going to play her. I'm going to play her. I'm going to have these. I'm going to have these hoes. This is how he thinking. This pimp or whatever you call himself. I'm going to have these hoes doing what I want them to do. And if I want them to jump this female, they going to go do it. And these dumb hoes going to go do it because I told them to do it. Because they want my whatever I'm giving them. That's how these men are thinking. But I ain't finna marry none of these hoes. That's how he think. That's how he thinking. Not finna marry you. He not finna marry you. So is your future worth it? Is your future worth it? Is your life worth it? You got a decision to make. You got a decision to make. Sick of seeing these stories. But Lauryn Hill said it best. She said it best. How you gonna win when you ain't right within? How you gonna win when you ain't right within? shaking off your behind saying you're a Christian. But what you gonna do when the repercussions end? That's the sin that did Jezebel in. That's the sin that did Jezebel in. And what happened to Jezebel, she was mauled by dogs at the end of being a wicked woman with her king husband Ahab. God got her after that. You want to be a harlot and a whore? Queen Jezebel? She was thrown from a balcony and mauled by dogs. I think that was God letting Jezebel know she acted like a dog when she behaved like a whore and killing off his holy prophets because she wanted to be a whore. And she had her husband, King Ahab, wrapped around her finger while she was being wicked. Let God deal with these wicked whores that like fighting over these dudes or whatever and killing over them. It ain't worth you losing your life because they want to be dusty with a dusty. Because they dusty. They all dusty. That's why they don't deserve your energy, your time, or attention. God didn't make that man for you for a reason because he knew his heart wasn't right towards you. Why are you fighting it? Why are you fighting that? The signs are there. But it's up to you to listen. You fornicating your body ain't finna get you your husband. No, it's gonna get you something you don't want. Or it can get you something you can't get rid of. Or it can cost you to lose your life. No, fornication ain't worth it. And I don't care who offended by this message, it needed to be said. It needed to be said. And it needs to be shared. Because somebody probably about to go stab up a girl right now. Or go fight, go jump somebody right now over a dude that's lying to her. Or because she thinks somebody want her man that she ain't married to. Somebody about to do that right now. So please share. If you know somebody that's upset over a dude messing around with her and several other women because she thinks she the main one or whatever they got going on. Let these wicked folks deal with each other. Your future is at stake. He ain't worth it. He told you he wasn't worth it by his actions and how he behaved towards you. Move forward in your future. You ain't missing out on nothing. You ain't missing out on nothing. You never are. These dudes, none of them is worth y'all women losing y'all life over. I don't care what none of y'all say. I ain't met one yet. I haven't met one yet in my 34 years of living worth me losing my life over. So you shouldn't be playing around like that. If he entertaining crazy chicks, crazy women, let them crazy folks deal with each other. Because they both mental. They both mental. That's why they belong together. Because only mental people do foolish things like that. Fight other people, jump folks, do silly things. Drink drugs, act stupid. Only mental folks do that. Not no classy, intelligent person like you, filled with the Holy Spirit. Leave ratchetness with ratchetness. Leave them hoes with them hoes. Leave them pimps with them pimps. That don't belong to you. That lifestyle is not for you. God got something better for you. Believe that by faith. And that's the word I got for somebody on today. He ain't worth it. He's not worth it. He's not worth it. That's the sin that did Jezebel in. How you gonna win when you ain't right within? How you gonna win when you ain't right then? Come again.